For Jathia Jeter,
This is my living room.
it's only now sinking in.
Yeah.
Her apartment torn down Friday.
I didn't want to do this. I did not want to stay for this part.
After an early morning fire at the Brandon Hill complex.
I had roommates who had children there, so they were able to get the kids out. So they woke up, and it was just a big loud sound, and they said they woke up and the apartment was full of smoke. So.
Now she can only watch it crumble apart. Just thankful her son Yazid wasn't home at the time.
He'll be a year on the 20th. All his stuff.
She doesn't even have shoes for him right now. She's picking up her dog Candy, who ran outside, and heading to a hotel thanks to the Red Cross. Beyond that, she hasn't even given it any thought.
These are your life, you know?
You know, families living here are really at a loss. It's especially tough for them, not just because of what they're seeing behind me, but because they have seen this site time and time again here in the Brandon Hills neighborhood, a neighborhood that has been called the worst in America by so many. It doesn't take long. You don't have to go far to find another apartment home right around the corner that's been burned down and torn down. This is all that's left from the last fire. And nearby, we found an apartment home seemingly abandoned.
I like my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I don't like necessarily like the looks of things here, but it's affordable. Do I ever feel unsafe? I feel unsafe lots of times. I feel unsafe now. Seeing this is the realization of really, I did not want to be here to see this building burn down because this made it real for me. Investigators haven't said what started the fire, but Jathia knows it's ended her time here. There's really good people here, very good families that are here. Hard-working people who go to work, who are trying to, you know, this is our home. It may not look like much to you or what the media may say about the area, but this is the home. I'm not a bad person.
In DeKalb County, I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News. That iconic Star Wars theme song, music to the ears of mega fans all across Atlanta.
I think the films are just so relatable and so universally accepted.
I initially didn't start collecting until about 83, 84.
These are really, really valuable. These are the ones that get up into thousands of dollars.
Robert Bean
I have been collecting since 1977.
Is known across the metro for his love of everything Darth Vader.
I like Vader because he didn't put up with anything out of anybody.
Yes, that's him in head-to-toe armor at a recent convention. And to his left in costume, a key figure in this new Star Wars saga, Carl Cunningham.
Carl is kind of behind the scenes, does DVD reviews.
The two have been friends for decades. They even took a recent trip together to the coveted Skywalker Ranch. But the Marietta native is now facing felony theft charges.
We're here in Northern California.
Cunningham's accused of stealing $200,000 in memorabilia from the world's largest known Star Wars collection.
We estimate we have about 400,000 separate pieces.
Stephen Sansweet runs the California warehouse known as Rancho Obi-Wan. To collectors, this is their everything. But deputies out west say Cunningham ransacked the place, then sold some stolen goods for profit.
When we initially found out about the theft, it was really devastating.
Cunningham is now out on $25,000 bond.
That made me sick. I mean, especially knowing all of the people involved.
We tried getting in touch with him by phone. We're still waiting on a call back.
Carl Cunningham is not available.
Carl is a really, really nice guy. I mean, you would never think anything like this would happen, that Carl would do anything like this.
The alleged crime, like a disturbance in the force for fans. This one has really galvanized the entire community. Star Wars collectors are now banding together. They're working to try and track down the stolen memorabilia. After all, it might be their only hope to getting it back.
I think it puts everybody on alert.
Tucked away in the basement of this home in Athens,
Let's see.
stored in boxes,
This is probably the most useless Star Wars figure.
stacked in rows, and lining the walls. Jeremy Reeves has more Star Wars figures than he can even count.
I don't even want to think about that one, to be honest with you.
His collection is so big, he calls it his
The
museum.
joke amongst my friends is that Toys R Us always stop here first before going.
And he's giving us an inside look
I have probably some of my most valuable figures.
at just
in this
how
case, I
valuable
still have-
these little pieces of plastic really are.
This is what I like to call the Holy Grail. That is the vinyl Cape Jawa.
This guy right here.
That guy right there. In the package, he's worth $10,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So is it okay that I'm touching this?
Yeah, yep.
The YouTube channel has about 330,000 subscribers.
Gwinnette's Alex Damon hosts a Star Wars show that's reached close to 67 million viewers.
This was about $800.
He, too, is a collector and knows the outrage all fans are feeling.
From what I can tell, people are surprised and upset.
Even the actors are speaking out. Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca himself, writing on Twitter, "This is despicable." Luke Skywalker's Mark Hamill with the hashtag, "The fraud is strong in this one." This one has simply hit the wrong notes for so many. A real-life example of good versus bad. In Atlanta, I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News.
Macon 911, what is your emergency?
This is the call for help.
It's a girl on live on Facebook, has a bag over her head, is inside the tub, was trying to commit suicide or something.
In the past month in this city of Macon,
Yes, she's at her home or somewhere, and these people watching her live video is going up, is at 35 now.
the haunting reality for one mother
Why didn't I see the signs?
whose identity we're protecting.
My greatest fear is for me to bury any of my children before me.
Her 15-year-old daughter live streaming on Facebook her attempted suicide. The report from police: she took a lot of pills, put a plastic bag over her head, then hit record online.
She felt like she didn't have any friends. She was like, everybody picked on her. Everybody wanted to fight her. It was one thing after another.
This is my passion.
She survived after Captain Shermaine Jones and his team of deputies scoured the city, searching for the home where the teen was live streaming from.
Lucky for us at that point, the people that recognized who she was and was calling was given addresses that they knew of. So once they started that process, we just started sending deputies to different addresses trying to figure out which one is the exact address. So
Jones says the teen stayed online for nearly an hour.
time is precious at that point. She was in a pretty critical condition. Thank the Lord we were able to find her when we did.
It's a difficult conversation the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is now asking we all have.
It's never too soon to talk about suicide.
Special Agent Trebor Randall's focus is on child deaths.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids ages 15 to 17.
And the GBI's latest numbers, child suicides across Georgia appear to be on the rise, with an all-time high of 51 in 2015.
And there's no one particular reason why. We no longer call it teen suicide awareness because our children as young as 8, 9, and 10 are committing suicide now.
This year alone, 18 kids have taken their own lives, 14 in the last 2 months.
Until they drive you to kill yourself.
The topic gaining national attention with the recent TV series 13 Reasons Why, a show documenting the events leading up to a teen suicide. It's prompted some metro school districts to send warning letters to parents urging students to not watch it alone.
Hal was crying out for help.
The GBI says they have no data linking any recent youth suicide to the show.
This is a conversation that definitely needs to be had.
This year, agents are now partnering with teachers to let them know it's okay to talk about this.
How else do you make the community aware of why our children are dying if you're not talking about it?
And on these city streets,
A lot of people don't want to talk about it. I do.
one family is already beginning the dialogue.
This is nothing that we can run from. It can happen to anyone.
Netflix, we should mention, told me that they'll be changing how they warn their viewers about that show 13 Reasons Why. They hope it creates a conversation. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call 1-800-273-8255. We have put resources on our website, cbs46.com, and in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll be doing a live Facebook conversation. I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News.